Hi, I'm James of Aston Microphones and I'm here at our HQ, our studios in Hitchin in the UK to talk to you about the Aston Origin. This is a mic that we launched about 2 years ago, back at the beginning of 2016, and it's been an amazing ride for us as a new company to see just how really well this is done out there in the big wide world. It's been so widely accepted by the pro audio community, like really high-end producers and engineers, and some of the biggest artists in the world, including the likes of Limp Bizkit and the Stereophonics, Perfect Circle, some really big artists, which is pretty crazy for a mic that only costs a couple of £100, about $300. Very unusual for it to go into the high-end community like that. So let me tell you a little bit about how that's been possible. The key features on this mic are mechanically the waveform spring, so it's got a compression suspension on the head which protects the capsule. You've also got this knitted stainless steel wool in here which acts really well as a pop filter, so if you don't want to use a pop filter you don't have to. Mechanically the capsule is so well isolated from the chassis that you can actually direct to stand mount these microphones as well, so you don't have to use a shock mount with this. It might be an application where you want to use a shock mount, but in terms of just using it for vocals or miking up a guitar, you really don't need one, which is also pretty unique. And then of course there's the finish on the mic. We don't use any nasty chemicals and paint finishes and primers and all that kind of stuff. We just use solid stainless steel chassis and they're tumbled for 4 hours to give them this beautiful, virtually unbreakable, unscratchable and unfingerprintable finish. So they're going to look and feel just as beautiful in 10 years time as they do today. That's all the mechanical stuff, but of course the most important feature of any microphone is the sound, and that's where we're unique as a microphone company compared to the way that all the other companies out there develop their products. We work with a panel of 33 of the top producers and engineers in the UK to develop this product, and these guys acted as our ears on the development process right from the beginning. So rather than doing what other companies do, which is get a product right to the end of the development cycle and then pass it out to people that are pros in the industry to listen to just make any last minute adjustments, we had these guys, and we're talking about the cream of the UK production and engineering industry here. People like Chris Porter, who worked as George Michael's producer for 13 years, Andy Bradfield, who produced Björk and David Gray, and Gil Norton, who's worked with the Foo Fighters, and Rick Simpson, who's worked with Coldplay, producing in the last 5 albums, so some really high-end guys. These people actually helped us in the development of the product right from day one. So we would get them involved in blind listening tests to decide how we were going to tune and voice the capsules, how the PCB and the electronics were going to affect the sound, what kind of feature spec the products were going to have, the whole thing. And as a result of which, we've been able to, working with this group of people, produce something which performs, according to all of the press out there, at the same kind of level as microphones that are costing £2,000 to £3,000, but these things only cost a couple of £100 or just under $300. So they're incredibly affordable, and Aston mics, the Origin and the Spirit, are the only mics in their price category that you will regularly see in high-end professional recording studios being used by these big artists, because we do things very different when it comes to sound design, and we've actually worked with some of the top industry professionals in order to get the sound that they want. What's unusual about it is that we've been able to create that kind of quality of sound but make it affordable to the mass market. So anybody that's just getting into music, or you have a project studio at home, or you've got a semi-pro studio, these things are affordable for that kind of budget. So how does the Origin sound? Well, I would describe it as being really pure and smooth. It's got the kind of performance that is very well suited, as you already know now, to very high-end applications. But because it's got this very smooth sound, it's also very well suited for somebody that's just getting into condenser microphones for the first time. It's really easy to use, and it's not flattering, but it's very forgiving. So it's an ideal starter mic, and it'll take you right the way through your career to the highest level that you can get to. Like all of our products, the Origin is made in the UK. Now, we don't just assemble them here. We don't just buy stuff in from China and kind of put it together here and then say made in the UK. The components are manufactured here. We use 23 subcontract manufacturers across the whole of the UK to make the components that go in this microphone. It's then assembled here and it's tested here. Even the packaging is made in the UK, and it's 84% recycled material and 100% recyclable. So we really try and keep our footprint local to the UK. It's very environmentally friendly, the way that we do things, and we're very proud to say that We've been, in the first 2 years, we've got to the point where people are now describing us as the voice of the UK music industry. So that's a pretty cool thing with a new product. So if you want to find out more about the Origin, please go to our website, astonmics.com, and have a good look there. And if you want to know more about the Aston sound and how we develop the products, that's a good place for that also. And there will be another video on the Aston sound as well. So thank you for watching.